What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy episode 4 of Joel's CoachCast. I can't believe it's already been 4 weeks. That's awesome. 4 episodes. It's going by so quickly, and it's amazing. And so everybody's popping on. And it's funny, too. This is also the last episode of the CoachCast be in the old place. We're moving tomorrow. So this is like the very last picture that I kept up and leaving it up there to... before we move. But hey, look, I'm going right to it. I'm going, let me push this button here, and then I'm going to invite somebody right here. You gotta push the buttons. That's what it's all about. Come on, you. All right, there we go. There it is. All right, promised I have somebody super special tonight, and I'm really excited about this one. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun talking about some cool stuff, and it's waiting, it's connecting, it's thinking about it, and still thinking about it. We're going to keep thinking about it. You never know how technology works. The best laid plans get ruined by technology sometimes. It says connecting, so we're just going to keep thinking about it. And Santos, thank you for noticing. No, this is not a fresh cut while Carl's jumping on. This is a shower is what this looks like. So that's what that is actually showered for this today. I hadn't showered yet today because I've been packing up, and we're still waiting, still connecting. It's still thinking about it, and hoping everybody, come on, as we're waiting for this, hopefully everybody had a great post today. And if you hadn't seen the post, then you need to go back and check it. Let me try this again. Bink. Try it one more time. It's thinking about it. It's waiting. It's thinking. Connecting. You never know. Delay in the audio. Yeah. So guys, I know that there is a delay in the audio, by the way, just as we're waiting for Carl to jump on. I know that there's a couple things. There he is. Hey, there you are, sir. How are you?
Why are you so bright and looking awesome?
Hey, I've learned from all of our wonderful Team Beachbody coaches about ring lights. Have you not heard of this? Look at this. Without, with. It's pretty cool. I know. You gotta get your ring light, Carl. Come on. Hold on.
Game on, man. Hold on.
All right.
You're better than me.
There we go. No, that's not possible. There. See? Look. There you go. Turn it up a little bit more. A little bit brighter.
Okay, there. This is gonna be. I'm turning on the sun.
You're not. If you start squinting, then we know it's too bright. There you go. I like it. Here, I'm going to step back a little bit too. So now I think we're good. I think we match. You okay?
A bald spot.
That's all right. All right. Got some spray paint for it. So thanks for jumping on today. This is awesome. And the whole Instagram live is something new with bringing another person onto this. And so, some people are just experiencing there's a delay in the audio. I'm going to get that fixed. I found some technology that we can do all these different things, but, trying to be different, right? As you always talk about how to stand out and things like that. So, okay, so Carl, let's just jump into this because I've got 3 main things that I did a post on Monday and asked people what they really wanted to hear from you. And I think this is what was cool about this too, is this is something that we don't normally get to do. You and I, especially, we're always talking about program specific conversations. This is something that's kind of cool because now we can get more into the actual business of this and not talking about the programs themselves, but talking about Team Beachbody as a whole and how to really help the coaching network. And that's what these CoachCasts are all about. So, one of the biggest things that I get is we're going into, anytime I'm talking to coaches about the new, any program that's coming out, but is how to really get out there if you're brand new. We bring a lot of people on and they hear from Danielle Natoni and Tanya Barron and all these coaches that have really done a great job and been so successful. But when you're starting at the very bottom as you're a brand new coach, that can really be intimidating. And especially in the world of social media, people feel overwhelmed because they do all these different posts and they get like 4 likes. So what advice do you have that you'd like to share with the newcomers, the newbies of the coaching world, and how to really start feeling better about it? And maybe they're not getting momentum right now, but how to help them feel better that it will come eventually if they keep with it.
Well, it's like starting any business. You've been in the gym business, and you've seen how long it can take a gym to get traction in its community, but that doesn't mean that you fold the tent. You need to keep, if somebody walks in, you train them. Meanwhile, you build your belief that the products work. And I think what I do coach calls constantly, and what's consistent about those coach calls is that it is the people who are always planting seeds with their own posts on Instagram stories about doing their workouts, not just, a picture of their feet and dumbbells there, like not just a picture of the Beachbody On Demand screen, but actual 15 seconds of footage of them doing the workout, and a picture of what you're choosing to eat or drinking your shake. What you do, particularly right now, as we're going into the holidays, you don't know when somebody who's following you, even if you only have 10 followers or 50 followers, you don't know when that person is who's following you, that when the light bulb's going to go off, that their jeans are too tight, or they don't feel good about themselves, or they want to be a better role model for their kid. You don't know when that's going to happen. So regardless of whether you're a 15-star diamond coach or an emerald coach, the only way to play this game is to post as consistently and often as possible, so that the moment that prospect sees your post and it aligns with what their feeling is about their situation, and that's when they might become a customer. And so that's really the answer. When I get on coach calls, I always ask, has anybody sold a challenge pack in the last 24 hours? And when I get a couple of hands go up, and then I'll ask them about how it happened. And invariably, it's somebody who's been following them for a year and a half or for 6 months. And it's mind-blowing, because I guarantee a year and a half ago, they were like, man, why am I doing this? This seems like such a waste of time. Nobody's buying. But here they are a year and a half later. That person at the end of November is buying a challenge pack because it's $20 off. So that's the answer. The answer is stay consistent. What works is that people have their own timing, and your job is to just be consistent, be out there, and not try to overthink it. Just keep doing your workouts. And what's great about this, sorry for going on and on about this, and I hope people are seeing this because nothing's changing on the screen, but maybe you and I are just having a good time.
There's lots of comments coming through, and there's lots of people viewing. So
all right, cool. So what you don't know is what the dynamic that's so valuable about this is that people are seeing the journey. They're not seeing just this hard body at the end of the journey. And I think too often new coaches are like, well, I'll be more proactive about this once I've got my results, once I look like Joel Freeman and or Brianna, and get wrapped up in that. What it needs to be, you're a Beachbody as soon as you are being conscious about your nutrition, your fitness, your shake, and your community. That makes you a Beachbody. And if you have 100 pounds to lose and you're showing people that you're stepping up and doing it, then those people are like, you know what? Look at her, man. She's got courage. Or look at that guy. He's got courage. He's got 100 pounds to lose and he's doing it. I'll join his group. That's what a coach is supposed to be. A coach isn't supposed to be Joel Freeman. So so like emeralds or brand new coaches have the greatest opportunity, I think, to make fast wins. Particularly now, where it's the 28th. You got 2.5 days basically left on these specials. And some people are like, oh, I'm going to stock it up. I'm going to wait for Transform 20 to come out. And that is the wrong way to think about it. Because right now what you've got is millions of people who just went through a 4-day Thanksgiving holiday. They didn't just overeat on one day.
Right.
Yeah, Wednesday they were making the food, they overate a little bit. Then Thursday they overate, and I was like, well, Thanksgiving, I'm going to overeat for every meal. And then, well, it's Friday, it's Black Friday, and then I got to go to the food court, and I'm not going to just have 2 slices of pizza. That'd be silly. It's Black Friday. And then it's Saturday. Well, I blew it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so I might as well eat whatever I want here on Saturday. And you know what? It's Sunday. I'm just going to have a good time. Football's on. And now they wake up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they're like, man, do I feel like crap. And so you don't wait till the specials are over on all the programs and that they can save, $20 on a Lift 4 challenge pack. You don't wait till the sale's over to start bringing people in. Right now is when you promote with extra enthusiasm.
Extra enthusiasm. Yeah. And look, one of the main things that, you're talking about, turn this down a little bit. One of the main things that you everyone touches on, like, this is the 4th episode we've done this. Every single time someone comes on, every single time we do a coach call, and you've been on coach call, is the word consistency. That's what we always talk about, is consistency. You have to keep doing this every single day. So with that though, there's a lot of people in terms of new coaches, they're scared of putting themselves out there. Aside from just a 15-second story of their workout, there's a lot of the conversations and a lot of the advice that coming to new coaches are saying, hey, you got to put yourself out there and showcase your journey, as you were saying too. So it's not just the workouts, actually showcasing that journey and what you're doing. So with those people that have this concern about putting themselves out there, do you have anything to help set their mind at ease a little bit about that? Or what would you say if someone's like, well, I don't think that my story is that important, or you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of people that are a little concerned about putting themselves out there. What would you say to them about that?
Well, you either want to be a hero or you don't. Obviously we're living in Southern California. We went through this crazy bunch of fires, and I knew lots of people who aren't trained firemen or firefighters who stuck around and helped people out and became first responders because they needed to be. And but you don't need to be around a wildfire to be a hero. You can show people. Imagine how more powerful it is to show people that you are doing the work in November and December when everybody else is checked out of health and fitness behaviors. Imagine how much more powerful it is to show that you are sharing your journey and that people don't need to be embarrassed by being on a journey. But because you have the courage to show 15 seconds of your workout and an example of the food you used to eat and the food you are eating, and the fact that you drink this shake every single day. That, rather than, ta-da, look, I just came from behind the curtain and now I'm perfect, then nobody gets to see the transformation. So we're forcing them to remain shy and embarrassed by by not being the ideal body. And instead we just go, hey, you know what? You are where you are. Let's get started right now. And I'm showing you that it's difficult. Look at some of our, Jamie Sue, you can see online. You can see Tulin Emery, people who are perfectly willing to admit that they don't have the ideal six-pack abs and skinny, lean physique, yet they inspire people every single day. And I would argue that perhaps they are more inspirational than some of the coaches who are constantly ripped and constantly in great shape. I know I don't get inspired by somebody who has a six-pack 24/7, because I can't relate, man. I just don't like working out that much, and I definitely don't like eating that well. So I'm inspired when I see somebody who goes up and down and still manages to keep it together. And that's what I say to people. If you're just getting on this journey, or perhaps you've gained some weight, that's okay. That's life. And what you're proving is that, as being part of this ecosystem and this community, that you're representing the reality that we all face, instead of this ideal that intimidates everybody.
Yep. Right. So that's probably the most inspiring way to say "suck it up, Buttercup." That was really, really good. I like that. I'm saying you gotta suck it up, and if it's fully comfortable for you, then you gotta not be afraid to be a little bit uncomfortable and try something different, right? If you want something different, then you got to do something different. If you want something you never had, you got to do something you've never done before. So that's awesome on that one. Now with that, so there's finally starting to get out there, and coaches are finally starting to put their stories out there, and they feel that some of the responses they're getting say, "Wow, that workout looks way too hard for me," or "I don't have a step," or "I got to lose some weight." One of my favorites was always people coming to my classes and workouts like, "I got to lose a little bit of weight before I start working out with you," or "I got to get in shape before I come to your class," which is ludicrous, but I get the mindset. And, so some of the things that people will see about, doesn't matter if it's lift 4 or transform 20 or 80 day, there's always some intimidation factor for something that's brand new from a fitness standpoint that somebody has never done before. So, some of the questions that have come through for you is how, in your mind, what would you say about becoming more relatable as opposed to just maybe showing your workout of 15 seconds, but what do you think it could be to where you're going to tailor it or not, and not taper it down, but help people feel like this is something that they can do? How do you get that across in a 15-second story?
Well, that's where the consistency is, because you don't want to have to create this huge narrative every time you do a post. That consistency, when people see that some days you're dragging and some day, I think I'm answering the question, some days you're dragging, sometimes you're doing great. You admit when it's hard. Hey man, look, when I post my workouts, I don't do it that consistently because it does take some work. That's what the complaint is for coaches, is it does take that work to post segments of your video. But when I post a segment of my workout, I'm not going, look how easy it is, look how awesome I am. Usually I'm talking about, man, these, triple bears are hard, or these jump tucks, knee tucks are hard, or I could only do 2 sets of the push-ups or whatever. So it's that's what's relatable. And look, I appreciate the questions, but honestly, every one of these questions, Joel, are bullshit. Like they are all just another reason that somebody's just like, here's my rationale for not doing the work. This is why this won't work for me. And what I would say to your gang watching here is, stop putting excuses. Like you said, suck it up. But seriously, you can be all shy. It's cute to be humble. It's cute to be shy, but it never made anybody any money. If you wanna step up and help people, just do it, and stop asking so many questions. And by the way, in the doing, in the action, you're gonna learn. You're not gonna learn anything just by watching phone calls with Joel and Carl, and just by getting on coach calls. This isn't the work. When you press the X here, that's when the work starts. And what I think you should do, if you're on here and you're like, I'm a little bit scared about that, which is okay. It's okay to be intimidated by it. What's not okay is being frozen by it. So you can have fear, you can be paranoid about it, but you can't be frozen by it, because you're letting fear take over. And that's the first thing we need to get over. You just need to, so there you are, you're on your phone right now. I'm looking at you. You're on your phone, and as soon as you press that X, I want you to get on your Instagram stories and go, I just got off the phone with Carl and Joel, and we were talking about this, and I realized it's silly that I haven't told you, all my followers, about this $20 off deal, and I've been working out like crazy, and I'm so sore, and I'm hungry, but my pants are looser, and I didn't gain weight over Thanksgiving. So why don't you join me in my next group? The work starts when you press X. This is not the work. So people just got to get over themselves and stop, in the submitting of questions, stop searching for excuses, and smoke the excuses out of your own existence and go, you know what, I'm just going to have to get after this and stop giving myself hurdles.
Right. And straight to the point is exactly where I was hoping that question would lead down that path with you. I'm like, he's going to do it. I know he's going to do it. And there it is. So that's awesome because look, it is that. And, every time a program comes out, like with Lift 4, Lift 4 was the very first program we did VIP early access. And so we have a whole nother slew of questions and comments. And I don't know how to do this and that. But then it was finally like, once it came out, we're just like, hey, just do it. And it's worked. And I think that's, as long as people just get into this and stop asking all those questions, as you're saying, and get over that bullshit, then it's going to be great. So, all right, I'm not going to keep you too much longer because you got all kinds of things to do. So the final parting words of wisdom from El Jefe himself.
Didn't you have a question about VIP early access or something?
Did you want to go over that one?
Yeah, what was it?
Okay. Well, just based on those questions, so for a coach, again, Lift 4 was the first program with the VIP early access. Now you've got Transform 20 coming out. So, had a lot of conversations with the Lift 4 launch about, people are like, wait a second, I thought BOD was all inclusive, this $99 a year. Now, how come I'm having to pay some money to get it early? So I know what my answer was for it. So what, for Transform 20, for instance, the VIP early access starts in January, right? So with that question, if someone says, hey, I'm already paying $99 a year, why should I pay extra as a coach? Not a customer, but why as a coach should I have to pay extra? And also, why is that not an incentive to sign up a new coach? So if I'm a new coach, why do I not get that access?
Well, the good news is a new coach who signs up and buys the challenge pack, they get the access included free. So it's really an incentive to help coaches sign up new people into a challenge pack and have the VIP early access waived. So you might be wondering, well, wait a minute, I've already been a great customer. I'm Shakeology customer, and I have to wait 2 or 3 months to get access to this new content. And the answer is yes. That this happens, like, for instance, Netflix or that's not a good example. Before Universal puts a movie on its TV channels or its cable channels or on Warner on HBO, they put it out in the movie theater, and you pay $15 to watch it first out there in that movie theater. You have to drive there to go do it, and then they give it to you on HBO for something that you're already paying for. But you're a subscriber to Warner as part of HBO, but there they are putting it out in movie theaters. We're putting it out first so that and by the way, an important part of this answer is a dynamic that I wish wasn't the case, but I'm also happy that it is the case. And that is, where there's more fitness content than anywhere else in the world on YouTube.
Yeah.
For free. Yeah. And people don't use it because they don't attach any value to it. And we saw with multiple programs, including the original launch of Ship Shop, that when the first wave of the content was just going into the library in all access, it had no value. And so our launches, what was special about a launch like a premiere was completely getting lost. Particularly, that value was getting lost to the coaches who were doing the hard work of representing or presenting or influencing people to start that program. And so they were influencing people to start the program and not getting anything for it. So we needed to reinstall a method that would give coaches the incentive to get paid to promote something to the 1.5 million BOD subscribers so that they would get paid for that. But at the same time, somebody who's like, you know what, I'm okay with waiting until Lift 4 comes out in October, and then no harm, no foul. That's okay. Who said the timing had to be July? Why can't it be October? We have, hundreds of thousands of dollars of content that I guarantee anybody who's saying, I thought it was all access, why can't I get everything? Guarantee they haven't done P90X2 or P90X3 or Body Beast or A Week of Hard Labor or Sean Week or T25 or Insanity Asylum or Asylum 2. There's so much content that people haven't done that before you're complaining that you don't get the new thing, tell me that you've done everything else, and then we'll worry about that issue. But look, if I will say that if in 2017, if we had seen that people valued the new content as much when they got it just as part of All Access as they do when they have to pay for it, we wouldn't have installed that VIP Early Access. But it was also a way for us to sort of block off the people who were the most eager to do it, and they then earn a place in the coach exclusive coach test group, which costs a lot of money to run, takes a lot of effort on somebody like you, and so everybody deserves to get paid for that, and that's how it works. And you know, we're figuring this out. Like, people act like we got all this figured out, and we are literally figuring out how to change the nature of the obesity trend in the world on a daily basis, and figure out how do you keep people engaged in this program. How do you get them to drink Shakeology every day and not just a couple times a week? Because it's the kind of thing that you're supposed to drink every day. That's the way it works. How do you help people, you know, be excited about a new program when they have no skin in the game? These are things that we're constantly learning. So, you know, I did a post today on my Instagram, which you conveniently can go check because we're on Instagram. But you know, my nameplate on my parking spot says "Get people results," and so that's my job. My job is not give stuff for free. My job is to do what it takes to get people results. And I found this even back when we launched P90X. I'd have friends from college or high school that I hadn't heard from for years who'd be like, "Hey, I saw you did this P90X thing. Can I get a box?" And you know, I'd send them the discs for them to try. They would never do it. So I'm like, I'm done giving this away because nobody's assigning any value to this if I just give it to them. So once I started to say, "Hey, look, you can buy it, but I just don't give it away anymore because nobody does it." And I'm like, "Hey, cool." They would buy it, and then they would do it. And get great results because they valued it, right? So that's the way it works.
Yeah, I mean, and that's absolutely right. Like, one of the things that you and I talked about at the very, very beginning of VIP Early Access conversation for Live For was about putting skin in the game for coaches, and not just people doing it, but because you've covered that, but the coaches putting skin in the game as well, and getting into that, and then with the new test group format. The new coach test group format as well. So no, I think it's good. I think people are getting into it. I think they're understanding more how it works. And I think with every launch, after with Live 4 being done, and now with Transform 20 VIP Early Access, I think the coaches are going to they're getting their wheels under them and trying to figure out how to really make that work, especially with the challenge packs. I mean, we saw how successful that was for the Live 4 launch with challenge pack sales. That really helped it. So. Yeah, I think it's great, man. So, and just like every other platform, on digital, social media, everything, it's got to change as we go too. You can't leave it, as you know from your infomercial days too. I mean, it has to evolve, it has to change, and that's why I love working for Beachbody. So, all right, so here you go. Final words, Carl. Your final words of wisdom here, coming into the end of the year.
Final words of wisdom. You got 2.5 days to save $20 on any challenge pack over $150 or more. You want to get a Lift 4 challenge pack. You want people around you to get into a Lift 4 challenge pack. You better get the word out there. And interesting, I learned this yesterday. Very many people on the coach calls that I did yesterday actually published the price. They said normally it would cost $160, now $140. Like, they put the price out there, and they generated, and said only 2 days left, only 3 days left on this special, and they converted on that. So I would recommend to anybody here, when you click that X to get out of this conversation, go live or do an Instagram story that's like, I just got off with Carl and Joel, and they reminded me that there's only a couple days left on this special. So if you want to get in and have your weight loss solution ready to go for the new year, you might as well do it now, and you might as well get started now, start feeling good now, and save $20 at the same time. So just don't wait. Don't think about it. Just go do it, and fail a bunch, and learn from those failures. And by the way, you're going to survive because that Instagram story clip is going to evaporate in 24 hours. So who cares? So get out there and do it, because nothing's going to happen unless you get out there and do it.
That's right. 2 days left. Get out there, stay consistent, keep posting your journey, push Lift 4 challenge packs. Come on, Lift 4. We said it was the best summer program because during the summer, but hey, look, it's also the best winter program. I mean, shameless plug here. Hello, 4 days, and you get your rest day and you get your cheat day. Like, it's made for the holidays. It really, really is. And then that leads everybody into Transform 20 starting in January. So it's awesome. So Carl El Jefe himself, the boss, thank you so much for being on tonight. Appreciate it, man. Absolutely. So, and we're going to see, and everybody better tag us in all your stories now as we go through this. So, all right. Thanks, Carl.
Let's blow it up.
All right. All right. So good job, everybody, on staying in on that one. So, hey, look, that is amazing content from the man himself, Carl Daikeler, CEO, Chief Extraordinary Officer of Beachbody. And look, I mean, this is seriously something that, as I have said, I have been in the health and fitness industry now for over 15 years. I've worked in gyms. I've just been every facet of it, and love continuing to be a part of a company that is just always pushing that level, pushing that limit, and just pushing to consistently try to do new things and new programs and just all sorts of different things, and getting away from all the excuses, all those questions that come through. And look, I get it. You can have questions, but a lot of times these questions are just because you're like not ready to really pull the trigger. And look, it really comes down to it. You got to cut the bullshit and not be scared of really getting out there and putting yourself out there, because this is what you got to do. This is what it's all about. Individual, one-on-one, showing people your journey, showing people that you are in this for the long haul, because then they see that you will be there with them to help them out. Okay. So great job. Episode 4 coming to a close. Episode 5 coming up next Wednesday with another special guest. And I'm going to take should I announce it? No. Yes. No. No, I'm not going to. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise. I will announce early next week who is going to be on episode 5. I promise you, you're not going to want to miss her, because she's pretty awesome in the Beachbody world. I think you're going to know who she is. So thank you guys so much. This is going to be up on my YouTube channel. Remember, on Instagram, the IGTV, it's not letting, you can't save it if we bring another person on live. That's why it's not on IGTV right now, just so you know. But it is on my YouTube channels, link in my bio. And you guys have a great rest of your week. And keep doing Lift 4, keep working out, keep doing something, sharing it, tagging me nonstop. That's what I love to see. All right. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.